Trekking Cargo Backpack. Let's start with the one you probably know, the Trekking Backpack. It was born from a simple problem. Hikes lasting 1 to 3 days demand comfort, not speed. So designers created something with wide load straps, padded backs, and a capacity of 40 to 65 liters. Brands like Osprey and Deuter dominate this market because they understood one thing. Your body can't handle more than 20% of your weight. Beyond that, you break. The detail? Trekking backpacks have a ventilation system on the back. Air passes between you and the backpack. It sounds simple, but it reduces fatigue by 30%. Fun fact, the first trekking backpacks were made of canvas. They weighed 3 kilos empty. Camping Cargo Backpack. Now, camping is different. You're not in constant movement. You carry weight to a point, set up camp, and stay there. So the camping backpack sacrifices mobility for capacity, 50 to 80 liters, heavier, more structured. Brands like the North Face and REI Co-op dominate here. The differentiator? A lateral compression system that keeps the load stable even when you're stationary on irregular terrain. And there's more. Camping backpacks have larger side pockets. Why? Because you need to access things quickly, tent, sleeping bag, without unloading everything. Fun fact, modern camping backpacks have a removable panel. You remove the internal frame and the backpack becomes a giant tarp. Perfect for carrying firewood or extra equipment. Mountaineering Cargo Backpack. Mountaineering is brutal. You climb vertically. Your body is at an angle. So the mountaineering backpack was designed for one thing, not to swing. Smaller capacity, 35 to 50 liters, but rigid structure. Brands like Arc'teryx and Black Diamond created attachment systems that lock the backpack to your body like a second skin. The secret? Load straps that go upward, not to the sides. This distributes weight to your shoulders, not your waist. And there's more. Mountaineering backpacks have attachment loops for ice axes, ropes, and climbing gear. Everything stays outside the backpack, accessible. Fun fact, professional mountaineers prefer red or orange backpacks. It's not aesthetics, it's safety. In an avalanche, you need to be found fast. Travel Cargo Backpack. Travel is different from trekking. You're not on a trail. You're in cities, hostels, buses. So the travel backpack, or backpacking pack, was designed to be urban, 40 to 70 liters, but with one crucial detail. It opens like a suitcase. It's not a sack. It's a backpack that opens completely. Brands like Osprey Farpoint and Patagonia Black Hole dominate here. Why? Because you need to access your clothes without turning the backpack upside down. And there's more. Travel backpacks have compartments for laptops, documents, and valuables. Everything organized. Fun fact, the best travel backpacks have a panel that converts into a waist belt. You remove the backpack, put the panel on your waist, and walk around the city with your hands free. It's a hidden accessory. Tactical Cargo Backpack. Now we're getting into something more intense. Tactical backpacks. These were designed for soldiers, not tourists. 30 to 60 liters, but with a radical difference. Everything is modular. Brands like 11 Tactical and Maxpedition created systems where you remove panels, add pockets, reconfigure everything in minutes. Why? Because in combat, you don't know what you'll need. So the backpack needs to be adaptable. And there's more. Tactical backpacks have ballistic fabrics. They resist cuts and extreme abrasion. They're made to be dragged, thrown, used in hostile terrain. Fun fact, modern tactical backpacks have an integrated hydration system. A tube runs from the backpack to your mouth. You drink without stopping, without removing the backpack. In combat, every second counts. Another detail, colors. Tactical backpacks come in black, gray, and camouflage patterns. It's not aesthetics, it's invisibility. Expedition Cargo Backpack. Expedition is the extreme. You leave civilization for weeks. So the Expedition backpack was designed to last, 60 to 100 liters, steel frame, industrial fabric. Brands like Gregory and Deuter created backpacks that survive everything, rain, mud, and cliff falls. The differentiator? A weight distribution system that adapts to your body. You adjust the height of the back panel, the width of the straps, everything. Because on an expedition, you might be carrying 30 kilos. Your body needs to be perfect. And there's more. Expedition backpacks have an integrated rain panel. It's not a cover. It's a panel that extends over the entire backpack. You activate it in seconds. Fun fact, Expedition backpacks have an emergency pouch, a secret compartment at the base. You put documents, money, medicine inside. If you fall, if the backpack is stolen, you still have the essentials. Compact Cargo Backpack. Now, there's a paradox. Compact backpacks. They're small, 20 to 35 liters, but were designed for a specific problem: maximum mobility. You don't want to carry much. You want to move fast. Brands like Patagonia, Atom Pack, and Peak Design created backpacks that disappear on your back. So light you forget you're wearing it. The differentiator? Compression. Everything is compressed. You put in a jacket, the backpack compresses it. You put in a book, the backpack compresses it. Nothing swings. And there's more. Compact backpacks have a minimalist organization system. Few pockets. Everything is essential. Fun fact, modern compact backpacks have an expansion panel. You start with 25 liters. If you need it, expand to 35. It's like a backpack that grows. Specialized cargo backpack. Finally, specialized backpacks. Skiing and snowboarding demand something unique. You need to carry heavy equipment while moving on irregular terrain. So ski backpacks were designed to distribute weight to your hips, not your shoulders. 40 to 70 liters. Brands like Arc'teryx and Osprey Mutant created backpacks that adapt to your body in motion. The differentiator? A dynamic suspension system. As you move, the backpack moves with you. There's no lag. And there's more. Ski backpacks have compartments for skis or snowboards. You strap the equipment to the base of the backpack, hands-free. And there's even more. Impact protection. The back panel is padded with high-density foam. If you fall, the backpack absorbs the impact. Fun fact, ski backpacks have an active ventilation system. As you climb the mountain, you sweat. The backpack has holes that let air pass through. You don't overheat.